And now joining with more on the latest in Israeli politics, Executive Director of HonestReporting and former J-Post political analyst, Gil Hoffman. Gil, it's great to have you back with us. Now let's start with coalition negotiations. Shas is reportedly set to get whatever they want. How many portfolios will they request and which ones?
Look, Netanyahu has received advice from his advisors for many years that give your coalition partners whatever they want so they will stop bothering you and let you govern in whatever you want. And Netanyahu cares about diplomacy, security, economy. He doesn't care about matters of religion and state the way Shas does. He doesn't care about interior issues the way Shas does. Deri wants to be interior minister again. He'll be interior minister again. He wants to be finance minister. He'll be finance minister. Netanyahu, as usual, won't leave very much for his own Likud party.
All right, well, still, top positions, as we reported, include the Speaker of the Knesset and the Ministries of Finance, Defense, Justice, and Foreign Affairs. Which of these positions would Bibi be most okay with the Likud not having?
The finance ministry is a curse.
Really?
And Netanyahu has in the past tried to give it to his worst enemy. He did that to Yair Lapid, for instance. While there are people in Likud who would love to be finance minister, most notably Israel Katz, who had the post before, if Smotrich would take it, but without the most important parts of it, as the Israel Hayom newspaper reported today, that's something that Netanyahu would probably be willing to do.
Might we see a situation where Netanyahu attempts to hold multiple portfolios again, as he did in the not-so-distant past? And if so, would the Likud and the coalition partners tolerate it?
I've seen how the reports are saying that Netanyahu will keep portfolios in order to give them out later to some kind of rebellion inside Gantz's party. I really don't see it happening. He has enough partners within his current coalition. It's going to be a homogenous right-wing government, and he'll have enough people in Likud upset. I don't see him holding anything for himself or for anyone that's not joining now.
All right, well, you're talking about a fairly homogenous right-wing government, but at the same time, despite their minority in Knesset, many are still concerned about the influence of the religious Zionism party's ideology, particularly vis-a-vis the Palestinians, the settlements, and the status quo at the Temple Mount with Jewish prayer. How much might change on these issues?
We have seen Netanyahu, one after another, address the positions of the religious Zionist party and comfort the world by saying he won't let them get away with taking extreme steps. We've seen him already say that about stopping marches of the LGBT community in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. We've seen him calm things down when it comes to legal issues. We've seen him say he doesn't want his trial stopped. You can believe him or not believe him. And Netanyahu, in his victory speech, sent an olive branch to the people he ran against. He said that in addition to trying to expand the Abraham Accords that the brilliant Steve Leibowitz mentioned in his report, he's also going to try to encourage internal peace. Now, that's a very big contrast from Itamar Ben-Gvir, for instance, who in his victory speech talked about being the landlords, really showed that his becoming less extreme during the campaign was a tactic. Netanyahu sounded like he understands that a prime minister needs to be the prime minister of everyone.
All right, so do you suspect any major surprises coming out from these coalition agreements and negotiations?
Well, not really. He's going to let the ultra-Orthodox handle what they care about, and he's going to keep for himself as much as he cares about. Don't be surprised if you see like a rebellion happen from a Nir Barkat or someone else who doesn't get a portfolio that is something that he sees himself as worthy of receiving.
All right, I want to move over to the world reactions now. We saw a supposedly tepid response from Washington thus far after the elections, but the Republicans are said to be on their way to their own victory in the states after midterms. How might this affect U.S.-Israel relations?
we have a bipartisan relationship with the United States. And while Netanyahu has been accused many times of caring only about the low-hanging fruit, the Republicans, the Christian evangelicals, the Orthodox Jews, and not caring about Democrats, Reform and conservative Jews, etc., when he's accused of that, he gets angry. He says, I host just as many Democrats and as Republicans in my office. I've been doing it for decades. Joe Biden says about him that he's been friends for decades. So it's good that America has not tried to interfere in Israeli politics by not being too strong one way or another. They do have an election coming up on Tuesday, so I understand why the President of the United States hasn't called Netanyahu yet to congratulate him. That can't go on too much longer. People are going to start talking.
All right, Gil Hoffman, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Hi everyone, it's Emmanuel Kadosh. I wanted to invite you all to subscribe to ILTV Plus, where you can find our daily news and updates about Israel. And not only that, but live feeds, entertainment, our kosher food show, and so much more. Needless to say, your subscription to ILTV Plus helps us grow and create more content while also supporting the state of Israel. Our app is available on all platforms and devices, so I'll see you guys there.